Back in the late 20s, the leaders of the USSR clearly realized that the capitalist countries would not rest until they destroyed the world's first socialist state. The Soviet Union began preparations for war, including training professional snipers in the armed forces. But the summer and autumn of 1941 showed that the army needed 5 to 10 times more accurate shooters. As a result, a sniper movement spontaneously arose in companies and battalions. In their free time from fighting, and with the permission of their commanders, the soldiers went hunting with conventional Mosin rifles. In no man's land, they inflicted significant damage on the enemy, so the leadership of the Leningrad Front was the first to positively evaluate the initiative. In 1942, the sniper movement began to be widely introduced on other fronts. The divisions that fought at Stalingrad were no exception to the rules. There, snipers were given a special role. They were looked for. Well, the most priceless gift was the arrival in the city on the Volga of the 422nd SD, formed in the Far East in the summer of 1942. The division included dozens of professional hunters and commercial hunters. Some of them were potential world champions in shooting, and the most accurate of them was fighter Alexei Samar. His art delighted even the division commander of the 422nd Division, Ivan Morozov, and as a result, the guy became the most productive sniper of the Battle of Stalingrad, managing to beat the legendary Zaitsev and Passar. Before fame, Alexei was born in 1907 in the village of Kondoli, which was located 300 kilometers north of Khabarovsk. He was a Nanai by nationality, so already in his teens, he became a hunter and a marksman. The young man constantly improved his skills, on which the family's wealth depended. It could hit the squirrel in the eye or ear when it jumped from one branch to another. And this was not bravado, because they paid little for spoiled skins, and they mocked bad shooters and called them swindlers. The Nanais, like other small nations, were not drafted into the army. However, in August 1941, Samar himself appeared in Komsomolsk-on-Amur, where the 422nd Division was being formed, and from the threshold declared to the military commissar, "I want to be a sniper. I am a hunter. I will destroy 150 fascists." They only laughed at the braggart in a shabby jacket and with 3 badges on his chest. Then Samar was offended and demanded that the draft commission check his skills. Later, when Alexei was enrolled in the unit, the check took place, and he hit the 5-kopeck coin thrown up by the commander with the first shot without any problems. In addition to marksmanship, the Siberian also possessed other qualities necessary for a sniper. Even in the rain and cold, he could remain motionless in ambush for hours. He knew how to camouflage himself and sneak up on the enemy unnoticed. In addition, the fighter had high powers of observation. He initially spoke Russian poorly, but he understood the language. First victories. On July 30, 1942, the 422nd Rifle Division fully arrived and unloaded at the Gumrak station on the Stalingrad front. On August 3, the division became part of the 4th Tank Army. The army occupied an area on the northern bank of the Don and between the Don and Volga rivers, 30 kilometers long. It was here that the Germans in August undertook the main military operations aimed at capturing Stalingrad, in which troops of the 6th Army of General Paulus and the 4th Tank Army of General Hoth took part. These armies operated on a narrow front, forming the densest grouping of fascist troops on the entire Soviet-German front. The flanks of this German group were provided by the 8th Italian, 3rd and 4th Romanian armies, introduced into the battle in August-October. On August 13, 1942, the 422nd Rifle Division, under the command of Colonel Ike Morozov, received a baptism of fire at the Tundutovo station. Sniper Alexei Samar also received his first baptism of fire at the front. In the battle as part of Lieutenant Kabanov's combat guard, he opened the scoring with the first shot. During the first day of the battle, Alexei Samar destroyed 48 Nazis. The young envoy of the Nanai people proved that he was not a braggart and convinced that he could indeed neutralize 150 enemies, as he had promised. The results of the first day turned out to be an important moment in the frontline fate of the sniper from the banks of the Amur. By order of the division, he was declared grateful, awarded the rank of sergeant, and given the right to free hunt, that is, the right enjoyed by the most experienced snipers of the front. The battalion commander, Captain Krychikin, changed the area of operation of the snipers Samara and Kharkov every day. In 20 days of continuous fighting, Samar destroyed 190 Nazis, for which he was awarded the Order of the Red Banner. On September 11, 1942, the 422nd Rifle Division was transferred to the 64th Army. On September 28, the Stalingrad Front was renamed the Donetsk Front, and the Southeastern Front was renamed the Stalingrad Front. The fronts were subordinated directly to the headquarters of the Supreme High Command. The Don Front was commanded by Rokossovsky, and the new Stalingrad Front was commanded by Eremenko. The popularity of Nane sniper Alexei Samar outgrew the boundaries of the division. The need for snipers during the defensive battles for Stalingrad grew every day. The command of the 422nd Rifle Division decided to create accelerated sniper training courses, the Samarov School, a worthy replacement. Over time, the need for snipers at the front grew rapidly. Therefore, at the end of September, Samar was appointed sniper training instructor. He taught fighters not only theory, but also practice. The fame of the Nanai thundered throughout the entire front, and the Nazis began to hunt for him. But the unperturbed sergeant continued to shoot the invaders, and with his partner Kharkov, literally terrorized the enemy's 29th Division. Where sharpshooting guys worked, the Nazis moved only on their bellies, and did not even risk drawing water from the Volga during the day. Once, the sergeant was given an unusual order to eliminate the stereo tube at the enemy observation post. He was in a bunker at a height, but Alexei and Kharkov still broke the stereoscope and binoculars, simultaneously hitting two unwary soldiers. In early November, the enemy discovered a sniper's position in no man's land and opened fire on it with 6-barreled mortars. Unfortunately, the hero fell in battle, but he was replaced by his relative Semyon Samar, the best sniper of the 96th Division. By the end of December 1942, he had already eliminated over 60 Krauts. In total, the Samar family gave the state more than 80 frontline soldiers during the war years, a hero without a star. The Nana man fought at the front for exactly 70 days. During this time, he destroyed 299 fascists and became the best sniper of the Battle of Stalingrad. For comparison, the legendary Zaitsev had 242 Nazis on his account. Passar liquidated 236 people. As a result, Zaitsev is a hero of the USSR, and Passar will later become a hero of Russia. Alexei didn't even receive the Order of Lenin because his award sheet was lost somewhere, so modern researchers cannot even establish the patronymic of the marksman. Fortunately, I learned that now a team of caring people is looking for documents so that Samara can be awarded the title of Hero of the Russian Federation. I hope that justice will prevail and the fighter will finally receive the star.